Johnson Jack on the Toronto Broadcast Channel. Here on May 5th, 1928, it's looking to be an interesting Thursday, right man?
Sure, let's take a peek at the weather forecast. In the south of the country, we should expect some humidity and light rain in the afternoon. There's a chance of some thunderstorms, so make sure to stay safe out in the evening.
In recent news, the Canadian government is still continuing to reduce military spending after the end of the Great War. Exhaustion has taken a toll on the Army, and Ottawa saw no need to purchase tanks or other modern weapons, and instead self-finance and self-equip part-time militia units.
Wow, something tells me that Germany's military was not the only one affected by the Treaty of Versailles.
The Canadian government has also finally officially recognized the granting of the title Royal to the Canadian Air Force.
Royal title?
Used to indicate something or someone that is connected with the king or emperor. You gained a lot of reputation from that title.
Who gave it to the force, Manuel?
Last year, King George V, the formal king of the United Kingdom, granted the royal title to the Canadian Air Force after the Air Force gained a reputation for its significant war efforts, services, and accomplishments. They are now called the Royal Canadian Air Force and will exist as an independent service and continue to perform mainly civilian duties consisting of aerial mapping and forestry protection.
I used to be in the Canadian Air Force.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I lost my job because I was too afraid to fly a plane.
How and why did you even get the job if you were afraid of flying?
I don't know why, just bored.
Okay. The question is, with the Canadian government's reduced military forces, what happens if another significant war occurs? Will the Canadian Army be able to support the war efforts and defend themselves?
Only the future will tell, Manuel. Moving on, the abrupt explosion of Jazz Symphony continues to rage across the city. Many in the Bloor Street area look forward to watching the first of several jazz bands to perform Friday night. One of the ringleaders triumphing this stampede of new millennium music include Gilbert Watson Orchestra, introducing a blend of European and West African musical traditions to the mainstream attention.
Say, that sounds interesting and all, but I must swear, what is the hip-hop tale all about? What are they playing with?
Simply put, the bands are playing with numerous varieties this time never seen before. Saxes, banjos, drums, pianos, all the rage in the new taut jazz trend. Leading the percussionist is Gilbert Watson, a talented pianist, alongside a crew including Ed Kelly, Sam Riley, Vern Shelley, and many more supporting members, set to take stage next night. They will become the first dance band to perform in the city.
Speaking of dancing, you should expect any hoofers to storm the alleys and bars soon? This talk of music have to shake up the crowds, eh?
You got it, fella, and remarkably, the youth are engaging in the festive activities, swinging and twirling like the munchkins they are. Among the most popular dances that have consumed the energy of street dwellers include the charlatan, a fast-paced spectacle of shaking the hands, hips, and legs of real participants. I must say, an extremely tantalizing dance for those up with the beat. Have you tried it?
Yes, indeed I have, Johnson.
Since we're talking about style, it really comes to my senses that people are really liking the new Ford cars, like the Model T and the Model A. Fine cars, I must say. On the fashion side, people are going crazy around the T-straps, heels, surprisingly cocooned fur coats as well. Not sure why it gives for erotic preferences nowadays, but whatever floats the boat. One thing is for sure, if I want to spend money on such junk, I will be in debt.
I think that we're changing into a new era that will last us a lifetime. We have new cars, new fashion, better dances, and gosh darn, look at the movies, everybody. It's happening so fast while our booming economy and people becoming richer by the dime. I'm loving it.
Well, that's all we have for our news report today. Broadcasting live on May 5th, 1928, 2 p.m. TMC. We hope everybody tuning in has a good afternoon. And remember to tune in our broadcast every day at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Alright, now for our commercial break.
Are you let down? Are you depressed? Having a midlife crisis? Has your family rejected you? Divorced? No job? No money? Don't worry, Lucky's is better than family that only complains and wastes your money. It's better than a job.
The reason is simple. All other cigarette brands are garbage.
Try Lucky's, the best cigarette brand on the market.
9 out of 10 doctors recommend Lucky's.
I too prefer Lucky's because it's toasted.
Buy one today or your local pharmacy stores or just about anywhere.
I'm not just smoking a fresh cigar, I'm smoking my problems away.
Recommended for ages 3 to 9 for only 20 cents.
Smoke your problems away.
Good afternoon, my fellow Canadians. We are your hosts for the evening, Jamal Brown, Janko Rodriguez, and Mr. Files Afiz on the Toronto Broadcast Channel. Here on November 3rd, 1936, it's looking to be that usual day of hard work and difficulty. But we fellow Canadians must remember that the night is always darkest before the dawn. We must all keep fighting back and working hard until the day we can fix the problems plaguing our great country.
Now, let's look at the weather, shall we? In the south of the country, we should see some light snowfall and fast winds in the afternoon, and a chance of heavy snowfall late tonight. Be sure to watch out for that black ice and keep yourself safe. Now let's switch over to our political and economic expert, Mr. Jenko Rodriguez. There are many things we both agree on. However, what you have just said is something I highly disagree with.
What don't you disagree with, Janko, my pal?
I don't think hard work is really going to help anything in this case, my boy Jamal. The economy tumbles more and more every day as the average Canadian's financial troubles worsen, and recently unemployment rates have reached record heights in Canadian history. Tell me, Jamal, how long will this continue? How long do you think many of our fellow Canadians will be able to survive and keep fighting back in these circumstances?
The government is trying, Janko. We only have to wait and endure. Patience is key.
Jamal, neither the Liberals nor the Conservatives seem to have any concrete ideas on how to fix the economy problems troubling our great country.
Well, is there really no hope, Janko?
Well, I never said that. There is hope, Jamal. Even though Canada has been crippled by this Great Depression, new regional parties and politicians are demanding social and economic reforms. Recently, a small group of MPs have formed the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, known as the CCF. The CCF wants economic reforms to help Canadians affected by the Great Depression. It's founded by J.S. Woodsworth. He wishes for more government involvement in the current recession. He also has many more ideas he wishes to implement, such as minimum wage. If the minimum wage is established, all workers will have to be paid an equal amount equal or to or above the minimum wage as their salary. He also wishes to implement more things which, in my view, would change Canada's situation for the better. Some of these ideas are accident and sickness insurance, old age pension, and unemployment insurance.
Wow, these ideas sound great. How have I never heard of this guy?
Well, the CCF is currently gaining influence in Saskatchewan. It's only natural that you haven't heard of him here in Ontario.
Well, nevertheless, this is still great. There's hope after all. Now let's move on to our daily sports news. Starting off the show with a great victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs against New York Rangers in the finals of the Stanley Cup, sweeping them 3-0 in the series. It was an exciting game, a ton of goals for both sides of the stadium, and the final score was 6-4 in Game 3. Now moving on to some basketball, we experienced one of the lowest scoring games between the Boston Celtics and Toronto Huskies. Boston take that game 53-49. This is a result that now drops Toronto to the bottom of the Eastern Division as Boston climbed them up by one spot. Well, that's all for our broadcast today, broadcasting live on November 3rd, 1932, 6 p.m. TMC. We hope everybody tuning in has a great afternoon, and remember to tune into our broadcast every day at 6 p.m. sharp. Goodbye, Toronto.